Shalom. I'd like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim, preaching his word with truth and sincerity around the four corners, like Elder Malcolm would be saying, risking their lives and freedom to do so. Peace and salutations to the Akim and the few Aqua, the true believers of the hopeful elect, and Shalom to the Israelite foreigners, the Israelites that live amongst the heathen that look like the heathen, Peace and salutations to y'all as well. Just coming back in the spirit and theme of prophecy. Got a few articles I like to read dealing with current events, just showing that, the Heavenly Father is alive and well, and every day his judgment go forth, he faileth not. So I'll get the articles, hit a couple of precepts, and Lord's willing, this will be edifying. Try to make this short and sweet, straight and to the point. Salakia. Here we go. Is this it? Yeah. This is from the Sun Chronicle. And it reads, 3 climbers fell 400 feet to their deletion. 1 climber survived and drove to a payphone. So you can't make this up. This is real news. It says 4 men who were climbing in Washington's North Cascades Mountains fell roughly 400 feet. A drop that deleted 3 of them. You see? So let me get a quick precept. And it doesn't say the nationality of these men, but most likely they were Edomite men. Esau loved doing rock climbing, mountain climbing, and if it was Jake, Jake following his oppressors, because that's not really the nature of Jake. There's the book of Proverbs chapter 14 verse 12, and it reads, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. You see? So these men seemed right in their own eyes. They thought that they were doing the right thing, rock climbing, which there's nothing wrong with it, but you should really be cautious about what you do, especially in these last days, and seeing how the Lord has judgment going forth. Let's get the next article. Let me see. This is from New York Post. Salakia. And it reads, loving father fatally hacked by stranger during broad daylight fight over MTA bus seat. So let's read a little bit of this. We're in the time of judgment, and you see how Esau cracking the government, which is ran by Esau, is cracking down on jobs. Job losses at an all-time high. Just recently it was recorded that Eve, the so-called black woman, lost 106,000 jobs. And that's the most among people, and I believe that was the month of April. you know. So, you know, they really feeling it. You know, you got the price of food going up, the price of living is going up, and meanwhile your wages don't go up. You know? So, you know, and we're not even in summer yet, so the heat didn't even affect the people yet. You know, when the heat affects the people, poverty is already here. You know, distress is already here. Calamities is already here, and they're intensifying. This is a recipe for disaster. But anyway, let's read a little bit of this. It says a stranger hacked a 41-year-old loving and dedicated father to deletion in broad daylight during a fight over a seat on an MTA shuttle bus. On an MTA shuttle bus, cops and sources says Alvin Francis was riding a shuttle bus along the J train route just before 2 p.m. Sunday at Crescent and Etna Streets in Cypress Hills in Brooklyn, of course. And this happened like last week, because not this Sunday, last Sunday, when a feud erupted between him and a backpack-wearing passenger over seating, cops and sources said. Yeah, so this dude got judged, you know? Like straight up and down, dude got judged. Let me get a quick precept. I ain't gonna lie, I would have did this epistle earlier, but I've been watching videos of the brothers and the elders and the apostles all day. Just getting edified, you know. The Heavenly Father has truly opened the floodgates of the learning, for especially starting with the apostles and elders, a great millstone, down to the young brothers like myself, and it's a beautiful thing. You know, just getting in all the learning that I can, while Esau still has the internet on, because there's going to come a point in time the internet's going to be shut off, and we're not going to be able to get the spiritual food like we do now. You know, like it tells you in the book of Amos, the 8th chapter. The famine of the word is going to commence. So you might as well get, you know, the spiritual food while you can. You know, because there's going to be two famines. There's going to be a spiritual famine, and there's going to be a physical famine. And both of them look like they're coming very soon. You know? Oh yeah. Matter of fact, let me get this. I was gonna get Matthews, but let me get this in Luke. There's the book. There's the book of Luke, chapter 23, verse 31. And it reads, "For if they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in the dry?" Yeah, you seeing dudes getting hacked to deletion when when you can still go to work and you can still get a bite to eat, and they're doing this thing now. What do you think's going to happen when when the food is scarce, when the jobs are empty, you know? So, it's going to get buck wild out here soon to come. And if you have spiritual eyes and ears, you can see it, and you hear it all throughout the news. You hear it all throughout the brothers and the apostles' epistles, apostles, elders' epistles. You know. Matter of fact, yeah. Let me get that Matthew. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12, and it reads, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." Yeah, when you look up that word cold in the Greek, matter of fact, we do it just for edification purposes. You see that word right there, G5594. The word is psycho. You see? So, Salakia. Yeah, it says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cycle." And so you see, people's love is going to go crazy. It's going to go cold. It's going to go cycle, meaning they're not, they're not going to. They're not going to regard people's feelings in that day. You know? Let's get to another one. I ain't gonna lie. I think I did. I think I reported on this in my other videos, but since I got it here, let me just report on it. This is from People. It says her kids were bleeding and unconscious, and mom allegedly got out of car and walked away before DWI arrest. And as you see in the picture, this is an Eve with blonde hair. Don't you ever trust no so-called black woman with blonde hair. You're not supposed to trust no so-called black woman anyway, but you damn sure don't deal with no black woman with blonde hair. You understand? That's a no-no. Alright, let's read a little bit of this. It says, Missouri State Police responded to a multi-vehicle crash on eastbound Interstate 270 near Missouri 367 in St. Louis County on Monday, May 12th. It says driver Courtney Brown allegedly fled the scene after allegedly causing the crash. It says police allege she left her young children, who were both unbuckled in the passenger seat, bleeding in her vehicle. This is your so-called black queen. Let me get this in the Apocrypha. A couple of precepts come to mind, but this is the book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 25, verse 13, and it reads, "Give me any plague but the plague of the heart." And you know, heart in the Hebrew is lab, which is your mind. And it says, any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. You see? So give me any plague but the plague of the mind, and give me any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Because that's clear wicked. From what I understand, she was high off amphetamines or some type of drugs. And so she didn't want to get arrested, so she just hopped up and caused the crash and then left her kids in the car. You know, the maternal instinct of our women has left. You know, that to be perfectly honest, the maternal instinct that our women used to have has left. We're clearly under the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. You know, that's why we need Yahushua badly, because if not, we're going to destroy ourselves. We're already a destroyed people. Skipping down to the 24th verse, it says, "Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die." And then that's talking about Eve, you know. Verse 25, it says, "Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gather blood." And this applies to the majority of the women that you see out here today. You know, it's almost 11 o'clock at night on a Sunday. I stepped out, you know, do a quick epistle, get a quick walk in, you know, around the neighborhood, and who you see out here? Females. Nothing but females. You know, this would have never went on in the ancient world. Only men are out around this time of night. And watch you see when the lights go out and the marauders come out. These females are going to learn. You know, they're going to learn to keep their black asses at home. Because, you know, they don't cook, they don't clean, they don't guide the house anymore. They're outside like they're men. Because they've been programmed by Esau's entertainment and his education system that they're equal or just as good, that they are, or they're equal to men. And they're going to learn the hard way that that's not the case. shame. Alright, this is from Daily Mail. It says, horror moment, man falls to his deletion after dangling from burning hot air balloon. And from what I understand, he was trying to save some people that were in that hot air balloon, but he fell to his deletion. It says, horrifying video captured the tragic moment a man fell to his deletion after dangling from a hot air balloon on fire. It said the tragedy occurred on Sunday at the first balloon festival at Zacatecas in Mexico. Oh, so this took place in Mexico. Seemed to be, and you know, Mexico is the tribe of Issachar, so-called Mexicans. Salakia had to cross the street. Anyway, let me get one more precept. I didn't want to make this too long. We got one more precept. Let me see this. This is the book of Salakia. This is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 15, verse 13, and it reads that whosoever would not seek the Lord, power of Israel, should be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman. So if you're not seeking the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, you ought to be put to death, whether you're small or great, whether you're famous or you're not known at all. And whether you're a man or a woman, the Lord does not discriminate. There's no respect to persons with the Heavenly Father, you know. Just let that be known. Matter of fact, I'm going to just come back with a part 2. Lord's will, you was edified. Till next time, we're going to say shalom to the elect.